welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Board Game Captain.
I'm Lynn.
And this is the final video for our Gen Con coverage of 2019. So we did a fair number of videos this year, and this is the Gen Con wrap-up, where we're going to discuss everything that we took away from Gen Con this year, our takeaways from various events, our takeaways from things that have been changing over time, and we're going to just, we're just going to talk about our impression from how things are going as things have changed, year after year into 2019 and beyond. So they had a big press release, and I just wanted to talk about this briefly. So they said, now they've stopped giving out the exact sales numbers, but they said they sold out of, I think they sold out of all tickets, but they said they sold the most 4-day passes they had ever sold, and they sold the most Sunday passes they had ever sold, which I believe that. I mean, the Sunday was like weirdly crowded in the exhibit hall compared to previous years. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
Like we went into, so we had, we started Sunday in the exhibit hall. Then we went and did a demo we had organized with the creators of. It was our demo, which the video should already be up by now. But it was the demo to Tilt 5's AR thing, which I'll get back to that in a moment. But because that was amazing. But then we went back in the exhibit hall again, and the exhibit hall was packed, like how I typically think of Saturday being. I mean, I couldn't believe how busy Sunday was in the exhibit hall. Yeah, definitely the dynamics of what days are the most crowded days are changing, which is kind of weird, don't you think? I thought Friday was less crowded than Sunday.
Yeah, it was.
How odd is that? It's just yeah. I guess you gotta improvise, adapt, and overcome as these things start to change and the dynamics shift between what days are easier to get in the exhibit hall and shop. Thursday was packed as always. Friday seemed lighter. We didn't really go in the exhibit hall on Saturday at all, but Sunday was absolutely wall to wall people in the exhibit hall. So, what's something you'd like to bring up about your takeaway from this year's Gen Con? Something you'd like to draw attention to?
I had really good ice cream at the Wiley Palooza ice cream truck.
Wiley? No, I did not go to the Wiley
They
Palooza.
gave me a giant sticker with my ice cream, and I love stickers.
What was the sticker?
It says Wiley Palooza ice cream.
Oh. Well, now, I didn't go to Wiley Palooza. What was so great about their ice cream?
It was just really good.
Were they new this year?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing them previously. There were some different food trucks. There was a lot of the same. Like, we saw a lot of our favorite food trucks. I had maybe one or two disappointing food truck experiences, but most of the food trucks were great as usual. There was quite a few delicious food trucks. One thing I like is they're continuing the trend. More and more of the food trucks and more of the local restaurants were doing the renamed menu items and special menu items with cool names like sci-fi, fantasy, horror, or just gaming themed names for Gen Con. So they had, which I'm going to put up a review of, they had the, I probably have already put it up by now actually, they had the official burger of Gen Con, which is Stranger Things themed. It was called the Strangest Thing Burger, and that was pretty awesome. There was the official beer, which was in tons of restaurants and bars around the area. Every time we went somewhere, Lynn's like, oh, they have the official beer here. She kept pointing it out to me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It was really hot, though, so I was trying to drink a lot of water to keep from being dehydrated. Until the sun went down, then I went to the beer. But, and then also, there were some of the coffee shops where we're doing, like, special drinks. There was this coffee shop we were going to where I kept getting this special Gen Con themed drink called the Pepper Up Potion, which I was informed is a potion from Harry Potter. I'm sorry, I'm not a big Potterhead myself. I've seen all the movies but have not read the books, so I was not familiar with the Pepper Up Potion. But it was like they put cayenne pepper in a latte, basically. And it was so good. Like, I loved it. I went back for it every day. I kept getting it. I think I got it every day of the con.
Well, I don't think you drank it the first day. I think you drank it Friday. You started Friday, and then you went back and got it every day.
Yeah, because it was so good. It was really delicious. So what were some of the things you were really liking from the food trucks and such this year? Or what's some of your favorites? What about the grilled cheese? You said you
Yeah,
really like that.
the grilled cheese was good.
Do you remember the name of that food truck with the grilled cheese?
It had like two people's names, and it like
They had like special grilled cheese with like meats in it and other things. Like what
yeah,
did you?
but it didn't have like it was like someone's name and someone's name.
So
and
you
it was
don't
like
remember?
Ellie and Liz's or something. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like no way you could tell what kind of food it was from the name.
So that was really good. The food is generally pretty good.
Yeah. We also got donuts from the donut truck again. We've
Yes.
gotten them before.
Yes.
They're like American Standard donuts.
Yes. Those are very good. They
big,
have the one
like,
with the gushing
silver-
chest wound donut.
Yeah. Sucking chest wound.
Sucking chest wound. That's
Yeah.
it. Sucking chest wound.
And they make the donut ice cream sandwich.
Yes. So, okay. So, the food from the food trucks, big thumbs up. We also went to more local restaurants than we did previously because we went to that. Rather than, they had a standout to get the official burger, but rather than going there, we actually went to the restaurant that was Burger Study. And they were really tasty. You didn't get what did you get? Because you didn't get the official burger.
I got a grilled cheese.
You got and you got the grilled cheese with the soup.
Yeah.
That soup was, you gave me a little taste of the soup. It was really good.
Tomato basil soup.
It was really tasty. And but Aaron and I got the official burger and we really liked it.
Yeah.
It was just like the right level of each flavor. A nice medley of sweet and savory. So let's see. Now, things that have been changing. So I guess the raised prices have not affected the attendance at all. That was a thing that we had talked about, that the prices had gone up recently. The attendance numbers just keep going up. They're not releasing exact attendance numbers anymore, but they said they got closer to 70,000 than 60,000, which just means it was at least 60,501. I mean, so at least that many people came. But that was a lot of people. I mean, or wait, maybe 65,001. That's what I should have said. They got at least 65,001 based on how their press release said that they were closer to 70,000. But yeah, it felt crowded. There were a lot of people there. There did feel like there were less big game releases than normal this year, but there were bigger game releases this year because like they had the Pathfinder Second Edition, which was a giant release. That line around Paizo's booth was nonstop all con. That was insane. Like we were coming in 2-3 days into the con, and there was still a line wrapped around that booth every day. It was a good thing they brought a lot of copies of basic books because they probably sold out. They sold ludicrous numbers of copies of that. Did you agree? Do you agree with me that there seemed like there were less big releases than there were last year?
Yeah. I think also the pre-ordering helped.
It did. It helped us specifically.
Yeah. I don't think people were like quite as crazy right away because of the pre-orders.
So we pre-ordered a lot of stuff. I figured out later there was one pre-order that we forgot to get. So unfortunately we lost that one. Whoops! It was a big whoops because we prepaid for it and didn't get it. But overall, it was that little trick taking game, Claim. We forgot to pick it up. I don't know how it was probably my fault, to be honest. I think I screwed it up somehow. But we missed one of our pre-orders. But other than that one, in general, it was a much better situation. The pre-ordering of the games made it so we didn't have to rush for about half our games, and we just picked them up later at our leisure. And the way the pre-order system worked, with me just giving them showing the email for the game and then them giving it to us, worked really well. So what about some of the events we did this year? I'd say we had a lot of really good board game events, and we had one role-playing game event this year.
Yeah, I don't think there were any bad events. There were events that, I didn't enjoy as much, but I wouldn't say they were bad.
No, I enjoyed everything. The role-playing game was a lot of fun. It was only we tend to do only like 1 to 2 role-playing game events each con just because they're longer. And at 4 hours, it eats up like a good portion of the day. And then you don't want to plan too many other events that day. So we wound up, we tried to put in for quite a few of the role-playing events, but we only got one. And then we just like settled on that one. And it was a Star Trek themed Savage Worlds game. by a game master we'd played with before. So it worked out really well. Another thing was we were invited to less kind of press events. We were invited to a lot more last year. There were a handful of things we were invited to check out. We went to some of them, checked out some upcoming games, which were really cool. Actually, I don't think there was a single upcoming game that I checked out that I didn't then get excited for. Like, they were all interesting games. And also, specifically, there was that augmented reality system that's going to be coming out from Tilt 5, and it looked so cool. The glasses made the stuff look so amazing. You could still see yourself and the rest of the world, but also when looking at the mat, you saw the three-dimensional holograms, which that was fantastic. That's something I'm going to definitely keep an eye out for. That's coming in, they said, to Kickstarter in September, I think they told me. I think I just edited that video today, actually, the day that I'm filming this. And there was the demo we did to that new game from the same designer who did Takanoku as well as Tokaido. I think it's called Namiji. And that one looked really fun. And we did a demo to a little card game from a small publisher called Arcade Inc. that was about building up an arcade. And that was a lot of fun. And the designer was there, and she was showing us how to play the game. She was only 15 years old, but this girl has a bright future in the game design industry, if you ask me, because at 15, coming out with a game as well thought out as this nice, light icebreaker game that she'd come out with a great nostalgic theme. I'm really gonna want to keep an eye on her career in the future. She's gonna have some cool games, undoubtedly coming from her mind to the game table. So, and she seemed very receptive on, like, we gave her some tips and some ideas.
She had a notebook and she was writing down, any suggestions and stuff.
Yeah, so, I can't wait to check that out. They're going to be doing a Kickstarter for that one as well. The events were great. We had a lot of fun. Everybody was pretty good in the exhibit hall. I don't think I had any bad experiences at any booths. No. Except for, you told me you had the issue where you couldn't get into, and we never got into that giant booth.
There was like a booth where a bunch of different companies were all selling games, and there was a Z-Man game that I wanted to pick up.
Yeah.
And I walked around the Z-Man booth a couple times, but all there was demo tables, and I was really confused. And then I saw that there was a sign by this booth where you couldn't really see in it.
It was like Game Center, I think, was the name of the booth, because it had multiple publishers.
And Z-Man was on there, and it was there was also 15 other publishers on there, including CMON. So I'm blaming CMON for making the line exceptionally long.
It's probably CMON.
But yeah, we never actually got in there because every time we went by it, the line was just obnoxious.
Well, and they were doing the same thing that Fantasy Flight does with their lines, where you
can't see inside.
Yeah, there's walls around the booth.
Yeah.
And the line wraps around the booth, and it can't go any longer than just a single lap around the booth, because then it'll infringe on the aisles.
Yeah.
So there's someone there to tell you can't wait here. The line is full. And that's what they told you. And then we went by a few other times, and there was a line wrapped around it constantly. So there must have been some big releases in there. But we never got in that booth. And there were actually, by the end of the con, there were 2 games we wanted to try to get from in there. One was on our rush list, which we never got. Was, I forgot the name of it now, though, because I'd kind of moved on. By the end of it, I was like, whatever, I'm over it. And the other one was the game we played at...
Noctiluma?
Yeah, Noctiluca.
Noctiluca. It was what we played at... Hot Games Room?
Yeah, the BGG Hot Games Room. Yeah, which we played it and we really liked it. And you said you wanted to get a copy of it, but we couldn't get in to get it. Which was, so we're going to have to just pick that up at a game store when it comes out at some point, because it was really fun. I liked it a lot too. And you won that game. So you were like, this is really good. So we'll have to pick that up at some other time. That's okay. We saved some money. We didn't spend all our money at the con, so we've got some extra money that we could spend on such games when they do come out.
Yeah.
So let's see. Anything else that really seemed to change? There were more food trucks for breakfast.
Well, it was the first time that they had food trucks out at 8 a.m., I think.
Oh, maybe at 8 a.m. They had food trucks out for breakfast previously, but it was only 2 or 3. Now there were a lot.
Yeah, they had a breakfast time slot. So it was 8 to 10 was breakfast, and then 11 to 4 was the lunch and then 5 to 10 was dinner.
Yes.
It used to only be starting at lunchtime.
Yes. So, well, no, there were some out for breakfast last year, but it wasn't that many.
Yeah, and I don't really think that was like, that wasn't announced. It wasn't like we have like 2 breakfast food trucks. I think they just showed up.
Well, it might have been that they were like testing the waters last
Yeah.
year to see if people would like it, and it seemed really successful this year. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're gonna keep doing breakfast food trucks
But
because
we only ate out of them once, I think.
well
Because we didn't like what we got.
well yeah, but that was the particular food truck. We had a bad experience with that particular food truck, they kept being there and people kept being lined up, so it was obviously working.
And the first day, they had the official coffee of Gen Con out there, their truck, and they couldn't figure out how to get their iPads to work to ring people up.
Yeah,
so
that's an issue.
I stood online for like 10 minutes of them like fiddling with their electronics, and then I just walked to a coffee shop down the street.
Yeah. Well, also, okay, so having the official stuff, the official pizza, the official coffee, the official burger. Okay, so the official burger was kind of neat, and it didn't stop other people from having burgers. But for some reason, with the official pizza, none of the other food trucks are allowed to have pizza. So, like, that New York pizza pie truck, which we had been to once in a previous year and was really good, was there. And I was like, oh, do you guys have slices? And they were like, yeah, we're only selling sausages and hot dogs and things like that because we can't sell the pizza because Hotbox is here and they're the official pizza of Gen Con. Which, FYI, New York pizza pie, their pizza, way better than Hotbox's pizza. So I was kind of pissed off at that. That upset me. In the immortal words of James Hong from Big Trouble in Little China, this pisses me off to no end. Because that was upsetting. So, Big Trouble in Little China fans will get that reference.
Okay.
But yeah, but that upset me a little bit. Like, I'm cool with them declaring official things. I'm not cool with them saying then other people aren't allowed to sell that product. Because, come on, different people like different pizzas. Mm-hmm. They could have had other pizzas there. That annoyed me a bit. Other than that, yeah, I would say overall we had good experiences with the food, and with the events, and it was a good convention. It was a lot of fun. Definitely feels like it's getting busier though. Mm-hmm. I would say overall the convention hall felt more crowded than it has even last year, which last year was crazy crowded. But they had way more events in the football field, at the Lucas Oil Stadium, than they have in previous years. So they're fully. I mean, they had tables fully filling that stadium and filled up with events. So I mean, again, they seem to be running out of space again. I mean, it was only like 3 years ago they gave them the football field to use, and now they're fully utilizing it. Mm-hmm. Previously, they had big things in there that took up space. Like the first year they had the museum there. Mm-hmm. And that took up a big space without actually having events. I mean, people would just walk in and look around at all the things in the museum. Now it's just gaming tables and it's full of events. We were in there one time and there were a lot of events going on. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know what they could do to expand the exhibit hall to get more exhibitors in there or expand it without cutting into the event space. Because if you're going to expand it, you're going to be cutting into some of those event tables. And they're running out of space to still have events. I don't know how much more expanding they could do. And what do you think about that?
I don't know.
It's getting crowded. So now, granted, it's still amazing and I still love it, but I do worry about how crowded it's getting. They are the last few years running. They have been selling out of badges, mm-hmm. which means they are cutting it off at a certain point. Mm-hmm. But with the increase in 4-day badges, every day feels crowded. Because it used to be Sunday felt far more laid back. Sunday felt less crowded.
Well, Sunday morning is not as crowded as early because people, it's the last day and people are sleeping longer.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know. I mean, so Sunday morning, Sunday morning we were in the convention center before the exhibit hall opened. And I went into the giant ballroom that they had all the Pathfinder games going on in. And it was like 9 in the morning, maybe 9:30. And that ballroom was packed. Every table was full of people playing Pathfinder at like mm-hmm. 9 in the morning.
Because they never left.
Probably. They've been playing all night. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was amazing. I love it. I love that there were so many people coming together to game and have fun and share the hobby, and that's a wonderful thing. But I was kind of shocked that there were that many people at a weird time like that, like 9 in the morning, when you'd think everyone's out getting breakfast and such. But no, they were all in there gaming. I mean, it's both awesome and also a little bit scarily amazing. It's kind of weird, like how much people try to pack into their few, their weekend, their extended weekend. But yeah, that's about it. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about this year's Gen Con?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't really think of much else
Oh,
from
we
me.
saw Gandalf.
Oh yeah, the Gandalf puppy again. That's the second year we've seen him.
Yeah.
So
He's always a highlight.
Gandalf is a cosplaying service dog that we manage to see every year, and this year he was dressed up as a pirate. So he'll be in one of the day's montages for sure. Because I got a little video of him in his little pirate outfit. Previously, he had been dressed up as Gandalf the Grey from Lord of the Rings, which was pretty awesome.
I think he has his own YouTube channel too.
That wouldn't surprise me. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll have to take a look. So that was it. That's our takeaway from Gen Con 2019. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed watching our Gen Con coverage, including this video, especially this video, be sure to give it a like, share it on all forms of social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And hit that little bell icon on my channel so you get alerts every time I upload a new video. Feel free to follow me on any of my social media. I have it all listed on my YouTube channel. And until next time, game on.